Now tune into the Re-Up podcast, live from Queens, New York. We got Martha here in the building. How's it going?
What's good, man? It's a great night over here in Queens.
Appreciate it.
Funny story, I actually feel like I grew up in Queens my entire life.
Yeah.
Currently in the Bronx, but every time I come here, I love being here. It's like I feel like Queens gets the money.
Right. Yeah.
You know
Absolutely. I feel like Queens gets hated on a lot for some reason by the
let
other
us
boroughs,
start,
which is disgusting. But whatever.
I used to live in Queens, and I have so many friends that live uptown, and they would be like, "Oh, you're deep." Man, if you make the effort, it's not.
They're the ones who are deep. First of all, you got to go through like a whole bridge, a whole toll. Like that's ridiculous.
Living in both boroughs, I found out that is true. Like, it takes me an hour from the Bronx to get into the city. Meanwhile, when I used to live in Jackson Heights in Queens, 30 minutes. So
yeah, exactly.
If we're talking who's deep, it's the Bronx.
Exactly.
So
because I feel like we're close to Jackson Heights right now. We're in Regal Park, which is literally like right in the dead center of Queens. Yeah. So therefore, everything's kind of like on a good day, 30 minutes away. No, the city, 20 minutes. The Bronx, 30. Long Island, 30. Brooklyn, it's like South Queens and all that, 20, 15, 30 minutes. So it's cool because like everything is like kind of like local except for like Jersey, but that's a whole other trip.
Man, let's not talk about Jersey.
And because I used to live in Jersey for school, and it wasn't that deep, but like it was always like a big thing if I wanted to come back, just because of tolls and all that. So I had to stay out there for a little bit for the most part.
Jersey is a interesting place for sure.
You're telling me.
Interesting people. I mess with Jersey. Jersey's energy is very different. But I never really go out there. It's too deep. Like that's really deep. You gotta be a toll to go there, man.
Exactly. Nah, that has to be like a legitimate reason for me to go there. Either Six Flags or something else. Awesome. For the most part. All right. So, you yourself, you do photography, right? But you do like really cool type of photography.
Thank you, man.
And I really can't like explain exactly like to viewers exactly how it is because because photography is one of those things where you really can't explain. You can put like in technical terms.
You can't put it in a box.
You can't. You can put you can put in technical terms, and people who know photography will understand. Oh, okay, maybe. But even at that, like unless you visually see it and like understand how the person kind of works, you can't really explain it. Right. So with that being said, have you always considered yourself to be like being naturally artistic, or was there a lot of trial and error reoccurrences that led you to become an insanely creative person?
I feel like I've actually always had an artistic side to myself. Even like I used to do martial arts back then, and that was an art to me. It still is. It's a lifestyle. I have like a whole sleeve dedicated to it.
Yeah, hence the name.
But just that alone, I've always been passionate. I feel like my passion translates into just being very creative as well. That's like really where you see where I put my all into everything through my passion, and that's what really actually makes me the artist I am today. It's that energy I put into everything, and it's like if it's not quote unquote perfect, I'm not putting it out.
Right.
And that's also like a con with like what we can probably talk further about, where as an artist, like you're just very like a perfectionist. You want things to be exactly the way you want to, and sometimes it can hold you back.
Right.
So I know a lot of artists out there definitely deal with that, with putting out a project and holding on to it and just being very like, man, should I drop this? It's not the time. It's not perfect. Like, I'm actually in that point of time in my life where I'm trying to drop something and, I haven't really announced anything about it, but it's in the works.
Got you.
It's in that, damn, it's not perfect yet.
Yeah, I feel you. So. But I agree with you. Like, I definitely agree with you because I was in that space for a while. Like, I mean, I only started doing podcasts in November, I would say. Mm-hmm. But for a very long time, it was kind of like I was in that space where it was like, damn, like, how do I go about it? How do I do it? Like, kind of like overthinking it. But then kind of like when I just, just said, fuck it, let me just go into it and do it. Yeah. It felt amazing. And two, it was great because I already put it out into the universe. Like, it was already like a thing that I was doing. So now I could get the ball rolling and more opportunities could really pop up and I could like help more people now. So would you definitely tell people who are like in that space of like, damn, I don't know, or like even people who are established, like I want this to be perfect, would you tell them more maybe, like be careful and, be definitely selective, but kind of just go for it?
Like with chasing their dream?
Chasing their dream or like releasing something or like even just like starting something, whatever it may be.
I mean, it's kind of like I would say something completely different to someone else than what I would say to myself. So I'm just going to share with what I would like put myself in my shoes, I would definitely take my time with things, but don't hold yourself back there. And I think setting a deadline or a goal, like let's say by March 12th, you want to have something, you know, concrete and completed. And that actually helps you kind of not sit there and be like, oh, I'm not dropping it. It's not perfect. Like, you have all this time to make it perfect. So I feel like if you set like a deadline, that actually like helps you kind of be very organized and on task with making things happen with whatever you want to achieve, whether it's putting out a brand. And that itself is like raising a baby, man. Like, literally, like you have to give
it's
attention.
24/7 type of thing. You're always, even if you're not with like the baby or like the
It's a
project,
lifestyle.
like you're always thinking about it.
Yeah, like right now I'm thinking like, damn, I have to go do this. I have to.
Yeah, like it's an all day thing. I agree. Yeah,
it's-
even like me, I was in class today. Like my professor was chatting, and I was just like
Yeah.
on my computer, like, all right, like, let me set up this YouTube page. Let me like think about stuff, like not even like pay attention at all. Not even like being rude or just being
It's
a
tunnel
dickhead.
vision. It's like
Yeah,
you
but
don't
it's-
care what's going on.
Exactly, because you're like, you know, damn, like I have like this is like a full time priority. Like I can't
Yeah.
just like leave this to the side. Like this has to be like my full time type of thing right now.
Yeah, and it's like it's like for me, like whenever I wake up, I have to create every day. If I feel like if I don't create, by create I mean like even just editing, like a simple photo, something, it keeps my creative flow going for the
Right.
next day. And that's what I try to do each and every day, like just edit, shoot, do something productive, because it just reflects onto the next day and the next day. If you just sit there and like you don't do nothing productive, like it's hard to get out of that funk.
Yeah,
You
true.
want to keep yourself very busy, and that's a lot of things that I also recommend people that they get into roadblocks or like creative blocks where they can create. It's kind of the same thing you say, just do it. Like even if you feel like, damn, like I don't want to do this, just do it. Like,
Yeah.
you don't know where it's gonna take you. It can set you, like it can put you in a certain mindset where like it can free you to like create things without even having to like hold yourself back. Like this is like the whole thing with like artists, we hold ourselves back. And I know I said like 5 times already, but that's like a daily struggle with just being a creative. We are the things that hold ourselves back.
That's very interesting, because I think a lot of people think, people who aren't artists think that artists, you know, kind of like come out of the womb just
Right.
like, you know, completely dedicated to what they do, and they just kind of like go crazy and sporadic. But sometimes I feel like artists do kind of like hold themselves back.
People don't really talk about the mental like side of being an artist, and that's something that I'm working on dropping a physical product where I talk more about that and going deep into like my life and how I came about being an artist and how I was raised, my environment growing up, and just talking about all of that as well. You get to see how people's minds are shaped through what they've been through as well. Like you can see that through anybody, you know,
Right.
what people are dealing with right now, what's on their plate. It's all through their past, and how they're gonna get through it is how they deal with it right there and then as well.
Right.
So.
Do you feel like sometimes your personal life has gotten in the way of your profession, or it's kind of like a balance of, you know, handling both in a sense?
Oh man, honestly, I feel like I have no personal life apart from like love life, because your love life is your personal life.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's turned into such a lifestyle that I just wake up and it's not forced to me, because I mean, I know a lot of people probably, you know, are out there doing like a 9 to 5 and then doing their passion, like, you know, following their passion. And it's a different world when you're like waking up and doing this full time, because it's like you're responsible for putting out work. You're responsible for chasing your own money. Your boss isn't coming there and saying, hey, here's your work, here's your paycheck. No, like you are making your own paycheck. So
Yeah.
it has come to a point where it's very like just natural, and you just wake up and you just create, and that's just like the flow that you got to keep going with every day. You just got to wake up and force yourself to just constantly make something out of what you're doing, and you always have to actually have purpose with what you are doing as well, because you could just be going in a circle and not really making any progress
Yeah.
if you don't have like a set, like outline of what you're trying to actually achieve.
Yeah, like goals, a regimen,
Yeah.
like something organized.
Yeah.
And everyone does it differently, but you need to keep yourself organized to make sure you're kind of like taking steps. Whether they're baby steps is one thing, which is great, but like, you got to keep on moving forward no matter what.
Definitely recommend a planner. That's what I have for sure. Anyone who wants to stay organized, that helps me like stay on track every day. Even with little things like just writing, take vitamins. Like vitamins, people take vitamins.
Take
that
facts.
B12. I put you on. If you don't take B12, take B12, and drink water.
Nice. So with your planner, are you more of like a pen and paper type of person?
Yes, I
Interesting.
As much as I'm on this, I try to stay away from it.
Right.
Because I'll write something like, like right now, there's a little reminder. Did I click it? It's been on there since 12:27 p.m. I haven't clicked it.
Yeah.
And it's probably like a stupid little reminder, like take a pill, but
take B12.
But I have something written in my planner where it says like, hey, do this and this, and I'll actually feel more accomplished crossing it out compared to like cancel. Like it's an achievement of having actually to like write it out and you remember. I'm a person that like if I write something out, I remember writing that thing out.
Yeah.
So it all depends on your preferences with like if you are more comfortable in the digital world, but I'm trying to stay away from that as much as possible.
Yeah, even though you're completely invested into that digital world.
You have to have a balance because honestly, there's been points where I've even wanted to take a little break. And I do take little breaks here and there. Like I don't post consistently anymore. Like I don't post like every day consistently. I'll just post like very like free for all, like when I feel like it. Because at the end of the day, it's like I feel like if you pressure yourself to post every day, it gets crazy. I've done that and you feel like you can't continue on with your day and sometimes there's been days where I missed a post and I get hard on myself. Like I go hard on myself like, yo, why'd you miss this? Why did you like, like it was a simple task. So I feel like the more like we step away and we really don't force that, it becomes so natural and effortless and more people come to tune in with it too because it's so natural.
Right. Yeah. So before you answer that question, you kind of went into you're kind of your own type of boss per se, which kind of like led into my second question I have for you. So are you strictly freelance or are you associated with like a partnership or with another company?
Freelance completely.
Nice.
It's very hard. It's like you make your own moves. If you wake up and you're lazy, I mean, you gotta make sure you get
you're missing on a check or something or opportunity or whatever.
Yeah, look, don't get me wrong. There's so many pros to being a freelancer and just being in general a full-time freelancer. Like you get to wake up and not do anything if you want to, but you got to make sure like if you do that, you got to make up for that time too. So I try not to have any of those days apart from like weekends. I try to balance out like even like personal life, like even going out with like a friend like for like a simple dinner or like a drink or even going out with someone like, relationship wise or, anybody dating, that helps kind of keep that balance of where you're not always like work. You can go crazy in that kind of cycle too as a freelancer. Yeah, again, it's like all about a balance. Of course. But some people need something a little more than other. Some people may need like the dating and going out a little more just because they're like a workhorse. Mm-hmm. Some people may need like less like social life because that's just too much. So they may be spending too much money on that or too much time and effort into that. And they got to put more into their business. Right. So everyone, again, like you said, it's just completely different. Lately, I actually I've actually figured out I'm an antisocial extrovert. Interesting. I will talk to I'll go out because it's an event, but I'll be very selective about, and I'm very aware of my surroundings. And that's just because energy is everything to me. If I feel like even right now, I feel like I like this energy, I'm able to talk to you very, very like comfortably. I appreciate that. There's a lot of people where I'll sense their energy from afar and I'll be like, all right, cool. I won't judge you, but I'll just like keep it noted. Yeah, maybe you're going through a tough time, but no thank you. Right. Just not today. But if they'll approach me and their energy changes, I'll be like, all right, cool. Like maybe I'll, like ease on them. Maybe like they just gave me off a bad vibe. But I'm very on top of that because energy never lies. And every time I've ever felt any type of thing about somebody, nothing like terrible. It's just like, oh, you seem like you're an outgoing person. Maybe like I want to stay away from that if I'm trying to work. Yeah, true. So I'll just be like, all right, I'll distance myself from that. Or maybe I don't need those kind of people in my life. There's certain things I just try to keep very like I said, it's all about balance. Having like certain things where it won't throw you off the course of like what you're trying to accomplish with like your work. And this is everything to me. Like every day I wake up and this is what I put my all into. And I don't want something like going out every weekend to slow me down or going out every day. Like I try to minimize that to the most and just I'd rather stay in and just edit. And I literally just stay at home, put on some music. I have like some hue lights. I create like a little mood.
Yeah, no, I see your post. Your little office space that's
Yeah.
fire. Yeah,
Thank you.
I the whole screen,
It really
everything.
helps.
Yeah, like it kind of looks like it reminds me of like a music studio type of thing. Where it's like dark space, corner, computer.
Yeah.
I see some smoke in there. I don't know if that's you smoking weed or whatever, but just dope too, or like a little vape or something.
Weed smoke.
Whatever. Nice. All right. Whatever works. But yeah, it's definitely cool to like have those type of like like little spaces, and I feel like everyone needs that type of space where they can just go in and kind of just like
just be them.
focus in, be yourself. Just disconnect yourself from everybody and kind of just like do your art or do your thing or like go to work. Like just hustle.
Yeah, I'll record like a little snippet of what I'm doing, but otherwise I'll literally just put my phone on do not disturb and
post that.
I'm in
Boom.
the zone.
Don't bother me. Yeah.